Sorry about it. Okay.
Actually, Karna, maybe use a cell phone instead of laptop, and so that you can use the headphones or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm using right now.
Okay. Let me give it a try. Yeah, sure.
Use the same link, Zoom link on the cell phone.
Oh, you're telling them. Okay, I'm sorry, Pranesh.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, no issues, right?
Yeah, I think it's better now. Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, cloud computing, or cloud is nothing but a program that's not running on your machine. It's running on someone else's machine. That's all it is, really. Of course, we'll take it to the nth level, throughout this 1 month. But essentially, that's all it is. Your Google Docs is the best example. You don't have like your Microsoft Word it's running on your machine, but your Google docs.google.com, when you type something, when something is happening there, it's not running on your machine. It's running on someone else's machine. Or Gmail, you are not running a mail server to check your email or to compose and send an email. It's running on someone else's machine. We have been using it forever, pretty much. But I will bring out the beauty in few more minutes. So we will actually build some web servers. So today we will do that. Give me another couple of hours and we'll do it. You will do it. It's not just me doing it. So we all will do it together. So essentially, that's all it is. And advantages of cloud. Why do you want to go for cloud? Well, you're all working for your enterprises, your companies, and you need infrastructure. You need your servers, right? So most of the companies that I heard from you guys, you are running your own infrastructure, meaning you have your servers in your own data centers. But in cloud computing, that's not the case. Rather, you are going to be running your applications on someone else's machines. So AWS is one of the cloud providers. It's not the only cloud providers. I'll talk about it. But Amazon Web Services is one of the cloud providers where they will provide all the infrastructure. Pretty much, you can rent their computer and run your applications. That's all it is. Well, what are the advantages of cloud? Why do you want to do that? The number one is cost. So you don't have any upfront cost. So let's say, I'll take Pranesh as an example. Pranesh wants to build a website. Okay, he's an entrepreneur. He's building a web application, something like Uber and Lyft. So let's say he's building a competition for both of them, and he doesn't have any money to start with. He has a nifty idea. He wants to take it to the people as soon as possible, and he wants to test his idea. Okay, and he doesn't want to spend $100,000 on upfront infrastructure. But well, you don't need to. Just bring out your idea. Okay, build your application, and then put it on the cloud. And you will be paying only for the number of hours that it runs. You will save a lot of money, not just upfront. One is upfront infrastructure, you don't need it. Pay as you go, because you are renting, you are not owning any of that. If you need to run your application for 5 hours, pay only for 5 hours. So experiment with your nifty ideas. So AWS CEO famously said that invention needs two things. When you want to improve the invention, you want to be able to quickly test out your principles as quickly as possible. cloud helps you with that. You don't need months to build up your servers. You will be able to spin up a new server in minutes, and you are going to do that today. So cost is the biggest factor, and the other one is infrastructure as code. Pretty much, you don't need to provision the servers. You don't need weeks and months to provision the servers. You can do it in minutes, and you can write code and execute that code to spin up your entire infrastructure. Okay, elasticity. You will be hearing this term elasticity from me quite a bit. So the meaning of elasticity is that your requirements your requirements vary from time to time. So let's say we're talking about a website, 1-800-Flowers website. Okay, so this particular web application, they will send flowers to your home, to your loved ones. And then let's say on an average day, they get about 1,000 customers a day. Okay, but as they get closer to Feb 14th, the Valentine's Day, on the Valentine's Day alone, let's say these guys get million customers or 10 million customers. So from 1,000 customers a day on an average to 10 million customers only on that one day. If they were to keep the infrastructure, pretty much if they have to own the infrastructure and build their own data center, what happens? Then for that one particular day, they will have to keep the servers capacitized for the remaining 364 days. So you are over capacitizing it. So you will always have either under capacitized or over capacitized. Your capacity needs, you can't do it based on your needs because of the nature of it. But in cloud, you can do it. Cloud is so elastic. You can add servers in minutes. You can take out the servers in minutes. That's the beauty of it. You can go from one server to 10,000 servers in matter of minutes. And you will do it. And we'll do it today. Today, not sure. Probably tomorrow we can do it. And the productivity. Yes.
Very good. Quick question.
Absolutely.
So, so what is the incentive for a company to not to move to cloud? So, what I want to say is, any company now keep their servers in house?
Right. So there are two reasons why they don't want to go for cloud. One is they already have invested heavily in their infrastructure, and going to cloud, obviously you spent $10 million on your infrastructure and you want to go to cloud now. All the new infrastructure, you can move them to cloud, but existing infrastructure, you still have servers. You still have thousands of servers and use them, right? There's no point in paying for the ones that you already have.
Okay.
That's one reason. But you can take it strategic approach. Next time you can have a strategy. Your company can have a strategy that, I have these many servers, but any new infrastructure, I'm not going to support it. And I'll be moving into cloud only. If I have that kind of mindset and strategy, then, I can safely do it. And number two, there is a second reason for it. One is, the second reason is some of these healthcare companies, okay, they have policies from the government saying that, okay, so you cannot run your piece of code, you cannot run your application along with other tenants. It has to be in a dedicated, your own hardware.
Okay.
That's the second reason. Okay, so the productivity, go ahead.
Venkat, so actually, some systems, legacy systems and all, we may not migrate to the cloud sometimes, right?
Yes.
Maybe that. And security-wise also, does it support what is that, hardware security?
Actually, one of the advantages, if I press here, see that security. Interestingly, we think that just because we are not owning it, okay, it's a less secure on the cloud is a general perception, but it's actually the other way. So there is no way you can maintain your data center more secure than Amazon or Microsoft or Google. Period. I'm talking about the physical security. There is no way you can maintain your network security. Okay, I can't believe that your network security can be more secure, more robust than these big three guys. They spend $1 billion. I think Microsoft spends $1 billion every year purely on security itself, just to upgrade that. Okay, so security, it's an old record. It's not relevant anymore, Uma. Okay?
Yeah.
But let's talk about the another point. You said legacy architecture. Absolutely, that's the real cause. If you have your AS400 systems or mainframe systems, unfortunately, cloud does not support it. You have to have your own mainframe, and unfortunately, you are stuck with it.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Okay, I think we know at least in the Metro Detroit area, we know that Blue Cross like systems, they have heavy AS400 and mainframe systems. They're not going anywhere. You can't go to cloud with them. That architecture is not supported in cloud. These are probably, our grandfather kind of architectures. So you have no luck with them. So productivity, yes.
Sorry, before
Absolutely.
you continue.
No, absolutely.
So I know you talked about elasticity, right? Like suppose we have an application running, like currently I have only 100 customers and I already invested on the infrastructure for these 100 customers, right? Mm-hmm. And now tomorrow, as you said, like 800 flowers, like on February 14th, I might get 1 million customers, right? So,
yep.
So can I, until February, like can I use it partially?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
so what happens is, we will talk about that probably tomorrow or next class. There is a concept called auto scaling group. So your application is not going anywhere, Pranay. So your application will be deployed on, let's say, 5 servers continuously, so that, because your average rate, average throughput, right? So on an average, you get about 1,000 customers. So always keep those 5 servers, okay? But this cloud, the way we are going to architect it is that it will automatically, as you get more people, the servers automatically get added to the pool. You don't have to do anything. That's called auto scaling group. Sure. So your servers can scale automatically without you having to do anything. That's the beauty of it.
Great. And I know, like you mentioned about the healthcare, and I believe if anybody here with the Blue Cross Michigan, I mean, they were on mainframes. Their PPO business totally was on mainframe.
Yep.
And I think they're converting all that mainframe business into, they're moving out of mainframes. I think it's because they wanted to be in the.
You got it.
Yep.
You got it. As long as they are on mainframe, they are not going anywhere. They cannot go on to cloud. So they have to re-architect from bottom up. They just have to rip apart the applications, take it out, and build the small microservices, and then think about cloud. Does it make sense?
Yes, Venkat. Thank you. I connected the dots when you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Another advantage is auto-updating the software. We don't need to worry about the patching, server patching, or updating software kind of thing. It auto does that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Security patches are automatically done. Okay. Security patches are automatically done at the operating system level, not for one flavor of infrastructure. Is that Geeta who said that?
This is Karuna.
So yes, thank you, Karuna, for bringing up that point. So your OS patches are automatically done for a couple of flavors of cloud. There are kind of three flavors of cloud. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
But for one of them, we are responsible for it. But what you don't have to worry about it is, you don't have to worry about your networking. You don't have to worry about your complete data center. You don't have to worry about the physical security. You don't have to worry about cooling, heating, electricity, any of that. And another thing that you don't have to worry about, I mean, if we architect it right, even, with things like coronavirus, okay, or God forbids, nuclear bomb. Okay, even if the entire country is vanished, you can still have your application up and running. This is the global architecture we are talking about. Does it make sense? And
Venkat.
Yes.
So on auto scaling, right? What I observed with Ford, even we are on PCF, Pivoted Cloud Foundry, and we observe that with the auto scaling, it is always a latency there.
It's always a latency.
Yeah, like while the application is auto scaled, it might have a delayed by 4 minutes. And is this normal or?
Well, it is normal. See, with auto scaling, what are you doing there? It's a simple concept, right, Ketan?
Yes.
The concept is, once I'm taking again 1-800-Flowers example, right? So my typical is 1,000 customers a day. Or 1 second, let me mute people. Can you mute, guys? Ketan, is it, you're the only one? I hear some background noise. So, okay. So Ketan, auto scaling, right? Auto scaling is a very simple concept essentially. So again, if 1,000 customers at a time is a typical 1,000 first customer, as soon as he comes in, spin up a new server and add it to the pool. If that is my logic, okay, obviously you are provisioning a brand new server on the fly, installing all the applications on it. You are warming up the server and bringing it to the pool. So obviously it takes time. So what you have to look at it is, you have to look at your parameters and you have to reduce a bit. If 1,000 is typical, then go to 950. As soon as you cross your 950, have your server handy and then bring it to the pool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a typical. But we are talking about here minutes, and you are talking about per second billing. AWS supports, for some of the services, they support a concept called per second billing. If you use a piece of infrastructure for 30 seconds, you will pay for 30 seconds. You don't even pay for 31 seconds. I mean, for the whole minute. That's the beauty of it. Okay. So now elasticity, we talked about it, and of course the productivity. No racking and stacking like an on-site data center. So in your own data center, if you have ever looked at it, there is a lot of racks. Racks. These racks will be stacked in your data center. That's where all of your infrastructure is. Your CPUs, your RAM. RAM gets attached to that, and your data will be somewhere else. Okay, you don't have to worry about any of that. You can spin your virtual machine. I'll show you how in just minutes. And the performance. Hello?
Yeah, Venkat, we can hear you.
1 second, guys.